Alright, Bushia for me chat you BB and I'm Samo BB Aquaba and Fambra and Casa TV. Koku Anyidoho yen name say Abana Professor Mel say Tias and Natchez or Kabi Bium or a year and this Yamani Kunim Pai Pana or Chese John Ramani Mahama I incorporated. A Juma Professor Mel say Bay and went mani bintino. A year new conseca NDC for Sato Abana Yino, so on my met was on my NDC Amanu Kubinya, then could be for and Banabusan for Sani Simi okay or Chese Ama NDC boys. John Mahama boys be a panel ɛyi n'afiri hɔ a kyerɛ sɛ ɛnyɛ me na meka ɔno ankasa na ɛde saa nsɛm yi ato abɔnten mepɛ sɛ wobɛme akotie nsɛm a Koku Anyidoho de to abɔnten ɛkɔba a yɛba abɛtoa so aha yɛ nkasa tv a yɛde update ɛne trending news ne yɛde to me viewers ne yɛfo mɛsɛ sɛ wobɛsubscribe to my channel wobɛlike na wode w'adwene kyerɛ sɛ wobɛgu comment section kamakama.
In judgment shall be condemned in Isaiah. And surely they will gather and take counsel, but it shall come to naught. They will speak their word, but it shall not stand. And this morning, when I was my morning devotion today from Romans 8, if God be for me, who can be against me? Nobody can be against me.
Right. And you were NDC phobia. So mudi yawo mumu say we don't have Koku as we used to have.
Yeah.
You were NDC phobia. Omo donate mails. Papa. I the wish say and you are with them. As a Mr. American be so politically, they say sign a microphone hoover.
Well, some me chat for the day.
What you?
Okay, my from Omo. Well, you know, first of all, we are saying to mean police Obia. President Mills, me NDC na makanka gaze from Jerry Rawlings time. May 15th, 1979, June 4th, 1979, 31st December 81. In fact, this morning I drove through Bema camp. There are two groups of people. I'm Michelle Mukwanchenya, me timer omo left. Omumbisa left kame stop. Soldiers in uniform.
Okay.
Or nurses in uniform. Why? Because I grew up in Bema camp. My father was in the military, celebrated general. And my mother was a nurse. And those days when she didn't have a car or cover or say, where am I lift, where am I? And then he said, she's going to save lives. And he, Obibi Obeman lift, say, Madam, we are giving you a lift. You don't know. If you are panning now, will be hospital now. And then a Belgian in So two categories of people I give lift without them asking. Men and women in uniform, and then nurses in uniform. So I know my soldier be lift from Ogbojo through Bema camp. So I drove to Bema camp and I was remembering my days growing up in Bema camp. So May 15th, June 4th, 31st, December 1981, I was in Bema camp. I grew. Into my association with Rawlings and the revolution is personal to me. A lot of these people who are insulting can't even remember. They cannot relate to those days. They didn't see what I saw. So it is personal to me. And they said, after PNDC, and go and check the records. In 1990, okay, so I was in Legon between 1990, 91, 92, student movement. Of course, Pato. Yeah. My nickname is Pato.
Yeah.
So we go to Legon. Everybody knows Pato as a student leader. We fought for the restoration of democracy. Among for whom I said, but you the time we did campus, we fight JJ and things. How if you go join party? And I said, I was not against Jerry Rawlings. I was against a certain principle of a military regime. So let's re-establish democracy. Now you're going to be participating in the governance process. So it was not Jerry Rawlings I was against. I was against a certain establishment at the time. But as for Jerry Rawlings, I loved him. So I voted. I've always voted NDC. So my relationship with NDC has got nothing to do with John Mahama and Asidun Ketia. Yes, I'm ready, Dania. You have new leaders. But to the extent that you have new leaders who are departing from the principle. I say, sorry, I don't. Some say I'm for Kita Bible, no.
Yeah.
But I know Bible who Ejuman or Moye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Mahama and Asidun Ketia NDC.
No. They don't believe in the principles of NDC. I'm telling you. And I've worked with both of them before.
Johnson Asidun Ketia.
And John, I say it unequivocally. They don't believe in the principles of NDC. They don't.
A leader leading.
Oh yeah, they are doing their. And it is in scripture. Even Judas, who was picked up by Jesus Christ to be one of the disciples, betrayed Jesus Christ. So nothing is happening today that hasn't happened before. And I state again, John Dramani Mahama and Johnson Akwedu, they do not believe in the... And you see, both of them also were not with the revolution at the beginning. Akwedu has not hidden the fact that on UPini, NDC. John Mahama, CPP, at the birth of the NDC, he was not there. 96, no. So they would, of course, the NDC, so they are allowed to join. But Omufruma, any NDC.
Didn't you more opportunities?
Well, Bana, Mushebre. But Shebre wohoi. Either say Bedia Bow, and I say Bedia Tiao, depending on how Ubebo Shebre no buy. Yeah, intended their destiny. I'm not God. Even the children that I give birth to, I don't control their destiny. Maybe I say I will help shape their destiny, but I don't control their destiny.
And then because a system, that means a system. The former president John Dramani Mahama said, as you are saying, he said, let me
be now. Phantom Tintin now no Busumi a June. I Busumi in Sia, a Tosum Sia. Now you were in Namiensa. First one, June 4th.
Yeah.
June 4th, 1979. Until June 4th, a train, 45 years of June 4th. A woman say, Supreme Court, a rule say June 4th, and yet Ghana, Yafufi debium.
Yeah.
But NDC, a Yafufi da. I may not like Dankwa Buzia, but it doesn't stop MPP people from celebrating Dankwa Buzia. That is their tradition. So if the UP tradition doesn't like June 4th, that is your wahala. But we say we like our June 4th. On June 4th, President Mahama, former President Mahama, leader of the NDC flag bearer, not a single message from his office, nor from himself. The second one, June 10th. Here will NDC June 10th, 1992, will keep course. Into a few way, 32 years of NDC. Not a single word from John Mahama.
Wow.
No, I'm telling you, not from his office. The third one was June 22nd. I Rollins Nawoda, the founder of the NDC. I had to say Kai Kwame Nkrumah, 21st September, Founders Day. Not a single word from John Mahama. Not a single word from his office. Not a single word from his spokesperson, John Bawa. We are making, I say, from the headquarters. Not a single word from the national chairman. Not a single word from the general secretary. What kind of party is this? And you see, fortunately for me, and humbly so, I have been spokesperson for a presidential candidate, a flag bearer, for 3 years. I became his spokesperson when he was in government. He died. I moved to the headquarters. I worked at the headquarters. So I know, say, these days are not days that we joke with. And then in an election year, what happened to the NDC? Now, everything that happens is spiritual. We are only in the flesh. Yeah, but we are spirit beings, just operating in the flesh, with a body and a soul. That is why it is when the soul departs the body that you become, what do you call it? You die. It's the flesh that dies. The spirit does not die. The spirit goes back to where it's come from. So everything that happens is spiritual. Until you have a firm understanding, then you are just walking in the flesh. As in Hosea, I see, for lack of knowledge, my people perish. It's not book knowledge. No. So all I'm saying is, Eban is saying, and so I'm telling you the history. They are not PNDC. So they find it difficult at certain times to associate fully with the ideals of the revolution. Right. Now, John Mahama's father was CPP, a minister in the Liman administration, E.A. Mahama. The 31st December coup took out the Liman administration. And for that matter, John Mahama's father was removed from office. He found himself in exile, both in Nigeria and then later in the UK. Some general amnesty was granted. E.A. Mahama came back to Ghana. Now, who says that John Mahama loves Jerry Rawlings for taking out the administration that took his father out of office? But by the time he was old enough to enter politics, especially coming from a certain part of the country, he had to join the NDC. That was the only way he could get comfort. Now, who says that he didn't enter the NDC out of duress or to pursue his personal